Hi everyone, this is Angie with the Painted Feather, coming at you live on the Dixie Belle paint page tonight. How are you all doing? I'm just going to share this with the chalk mineral paint enthusiast group so they know we are live right now. So my name is Angie. I'm a Dixie Belle retailer in Northern California, about an hour north of San Francisco. And as you jump on, I would love it if you tell me where you are watching from tonight. If you're on the West Coast, it's about 6 p.m. If you're on the East Coast, it's about 9 p.m. And tonight, hello from West Virginia. Hi, Tammy. Tonight we're going to do something super simple. We're just going to take it back to basics. I see people do lots of different really creative projects. But then I have people worried. Hi, Sylvia, or Sylvie from Montreal. Hello, Christy from Georgia. Anyway, I have people that come to me and are really concerned that they don't know how to do all the things that they're seeing on these live videos. And the good news is that you don't really have to know how to do it, because if you just paint something super pretty and simple, it can come out just as beautiful as if you do 20 steps along the way to get your final result. Hello from Pennsylvania. Hi, Mary. So what we're going to do tonight is I have this really beautiful antique mirror, and we're going to paint this, and then I'm going to use one of the new metallic gemstone mousses, and we're going to pop out these really amazing details. And it'll be really nice. Hi, Deb. Happy Thanksgiving. Hello. So it is Thanksgiving week. Hi from Quebec. Hi, Sylvie. So hi, Dixie Belle Paint. Happy Monday. So you guys, tell us where you're watching from. And if you're using Dixie Belle Paint, it's such a wonderful product. I could talk about it all day long, but anyway, that's what we're here for. We're going to talk about how great this stuff is and how easy it is to use. And the color that I'm going to use is, I'm shaking it up a little bit, in the navy. I might have to turn that light out. So hi, Debbie. How are you? Hi, Bernadette. So hi, Amy. Hello, South Carolina. So what you see here, I've masked off the mirror so that I don't get paint on my mirror. If you do get paint on your mirror, if you take a razor blade, you can get it off pretty easy. How's it going, Debbie? And hello, happy Thanksgiving from Utah. Hi, Sam. So I've already masked this off. I have already taken white lightning and cleaned this whole piece because we want it nice and clean. You can't find a retailer in Quebec. So hopefully you can go to dixiebellepaint.com and click on the little thing that says find a retailer, and you can find a retailer in your area. If you can't, then click on that little link that I provided in the description of this video, and you can order some products. And feel free to send me questions. Happy to answer questions for anybody anytime. So if it's 3 in the morning, I might answer you the next day, but I could be up painting. You never know. I am kind of a night owl. So I don't know if you can see, but I sort of started a little bit because I just wanted to see how my coverage was going to be. Thank you, Donna. Happy Thanksgiving. I wanted to see how the coverage was going to be on this piece and if it was going to be a bleeder. I didn't think so, and it's not, thankfully. So I did not have to put Boss on this piece. And so Boss, if you don't know, is something that I could put on if I had bleed through or odors or stains, but thankfully I don't. So all I did was clean it with White Lightning Cleaner, and that is a great product by Dixie Belle Paint that cleans, gets all the dirt and grime off, and also deglosses the surface, so prepares your piece for paint. And this piece, I didn't even scuff sand. I usually give a good scuff sand to something. But this one, I tested it out and it works beautifully, and most likely this mirror will be hung on a wall, so it won't get a lot of wear and tear. So I went ahead and just cleaned it, and then I tested out the paint a little bit on it, and it went on beautifully, so we're just gonna go with that. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm gonna show you how easy it is to get the paint on this. I'm going to use my heat gun to dry it a little faster, and then I will be applying the Metallic Mousse by Dixie Belle, and in the color Amber. And this is a really, really nice color and looks really great with any blue or navy, lots of different colors, but I love it in contrast to the beautiful navy, the deep dark navy that we're going to use. So let's get started. A little tip for you, if you are painting a mirror, I took, and you may have heard this before, but I took playing cards, like a deck of playing cards, and you can shove them up in the lip underneath the rim of the mirror, and that way you can really create a really good barrier so that you don't get any paint on your mirror, because scraping it off is pretty easy, but if you don't have to, then why? So I just went ahead and masked. Thank you. Penny thinks it's going to be a great combo. I think so too, and these details are really going to pop out when we put that metallic on it. So let's get started. So first thing you want to do is shake up your paint. So we're going to go ahead and shake up our in the navy. And if you haven't used this color and you're a little, you think it might not have a really nice impact, it has an amazing impact. I love this color. It's a very classy color, so if you have a classy piece like this, it will look really nice. So yeah, the cards to protect the mirror work really well. Somebody's commenting on that. Just a good little tip, and then it's just not gonna slip under in that crack. Makes it super user-friendly and easy. And if you find that the piece, that it's like too big of a little slot to fit in, then you can just double up your cards and makes it, you know, so that they don't slip out of there on you. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get going on painting this. So when you're painting, you wanna go with the grain of the wood. So down here, I went, of course, long ways. Oh, you're welcome for the tip, Nancy. So you want to go long ways with the wood grain. Now here, the wood grain is going up and down. So I'm going to go ahead and go up and down. And I'm using my Dixie Belle mini angle brush, which I love. So let me see. So I just saw a question here. Hey, B. Oh, okay. It wasn't a question, it was just a comment. Okay, so we're good. If you guys do have questions while I am painting, I will try to answer them, but if my face is up in this mirror, I might not see it. So I will go back on and answer later. So I have my misting spray bottle. You can get these from Dixie Belle retailers too. And thank you for the heart. And I like to mist right on my brush to keep my paint moving and nice and damp. And I'm turning my brush to get all those little cracks and crevices. I'm gonna have to do 2 coats on this, so I'm gonna move fast. And first coat is kind of a crumb coat, just a real quick, easy coat, and then the second coat is gonna cover everything. So when you're doing your first coat, just get nice, smooth strokes and just get some coverage on it. It doesn't have to be complete, full coverage, because that's what the second or third coat is for. But this is just gonna take 2 coats with this dark paint. So I really love the dark colors by Dixie Belle, because usually it's just 2 coats and done. If you're doing a chippy finish, you can get 1 coat and done a lot of the time. So just gonna go with the grain of the wood, and don't get it too wet though, because you don't wanna have it dripping down. Hello from New York. All right. So just quick coat on. It's not real cold here today, so hopefully by the time I get back around here, I can put another coat on. Otherwise, I'll hit it with my heat gun, and I just have a really basic Wagner heat gun that I use. So if you get wild brush strokes, just smooth them out. Okay. So I'm just going to continue up this side. And I do have a drop cloth under here. If you were watching me when I was inside, the last time I was doing a live, I kicked over some paint and I didn't clean it up right away, but on this, I have this really tough vinyl flooring, soap and water cleanup. It came right off, no problem. Even once it was dry, it was just fine. So if you were worried about my flooring, it's okay. So the wood grain changed. So I'm turning directions here. So I'm gonna change directions. And I'm not gonna hit the absolute top right now because I don't wanna paint my sliding glass door, but once we're off camera, I'll flip it and do that. So but we're just gonna get our paint on here so that I can show you how amazing the metallic mousse is going to make this look. And if you use this misting spray bottle, it helps the paint spread out nice and even, go on with minimal brush strokes, very smooth. So where it meets, you're kind of changing direction from this way to that way. That's okay. I'm gonna have to move to the other side. Okay, I'm moving over. So I already started a little bit down here because I was debating on if I wanted to use the gold or if I wanted to use the amber. But I love the amber color. It's kind of a coppery color, and that just looks really beautiful in contrast to the navy. And if you get it on the cards, if you have the plain cards protecting your mirror, then it's okay. You're not gonna get it on the mirror, you're getting on the cards. That's what they're there for. Oh, this one's moving on me a little bit. I'm just gonna shove it back in there and I can get another card and stick it on top if I need to. Okay, move my paint to a more appropriate place. But see how quick and easy this is? We're just getting our first coat on nice and smooth here. And I didn't have to necessarily mask off the middle when I have these cards in here. I just like to. And also I was getting a really big reflection from my light and I didn't want to blind you guys while we were doing this. So, okay, I'm getting my outside. So the navy color is, if you have something that's just a simple classic piece, you really can't go wrong with navy. I debated on painting this red, but I think this detail just really, I don't know, kind of convinced me to do it more of a classic look. Okay, so getting the edge here. And that paint, since I just put a real quick coat, is not real wet anymore. But I'm gonna go back and do another quick coat. And I'm doing very thin coats of paint here. You don't wanna get your paint on too thick. Okay, so this direction, because that's the way of the wood grain here. I was debating on doing some blending in this rectangle here, but I decided that I would just keep it all one color because I really want to show the simplicity of one color and one metallic and just how nice that can be. I think we tend to overthink things sometimes, and you've got like so many things going on your piece when you could just do a really simple concept and it'll come out looking really nice. So, okay, we're almost there on our first coat. Then I'm gonna see if we need to dry it at all. This is pretty dry over here already. And with a mini angle brush, since you have, isn't that pretty? Thank you, yeah, the Dixie Belle, you know, the coverage is so good on this stuff. And I don't necessarily have to do 2 coats. I could get away with 1 coat, but I'm just gonna do a quick second coat on this. And so I was saying this angle on this brush makes it really nice to get down in all of those little crevices, all of those details. I don't know if you can see this bead detail on the edge, probably not, but when we do our metallic, I'll show you and it will pop out. Okay, so even if you're kind of going back and forth, then go and do nice smooth strokes to make it really even, and so that you don't see all those crazy brush strokes. Hey Jen, how are you doing? Working on anything? Okay. All right, so now I need to go up into this beautiful detail with this molding here. And I'm seeing just a little bit of the original finish through, but that's okay. We're gonna do one more coat in just a second here. All right, how are we all doing on this Monday night? Is everyone's kids off of school? Mine are, so I didn't have to be hall monitor for everybody today, which was really nice. Okay. Didn't have to wake everybody up and make sure they were on their Zoom. Okay, you're good. Just got done with a Zoom play rehearsal. Yep, Zoom is our life right now. Okay, so when I'm going over these moldings, I just really try to get down. You might have to kind of jam the paint down into all those details, so don't be afraid to, these paint brushes are tough. Don't be afraid to just kind of jab it in there, and then we're going to smooth it out. Be a little aggressive with it sometimes. So, and in these corners. Okay, I'm going to go back to the other side now. Good. So you can, I mean, if you're going to paint like this, it's all fine. You know, you can get it on really quick. And then just smooth it out. So I'm just going to kind of jam it in all these details. As long as it's still wet and you can smooth it out, it doesn't really matter how you put it on if you go over it. So I'm trying to get it all up in these little crevices here. And then we'll smooth it out, make it all pretty. Sometimes things have to go through an ugly duckling phase before they get pretty. So, okay, so I've got paint everywhere I need it to be in this little rectangular area. So now I'm just going to smooth it out so that it's all consistent. Just go right over the molding, it's all covered up. Oh, I missed a little bit here. Okay, so that's looking nice. So now I'm going to start quickly on my second coat. Thanks for hanging in with me, you guys, and then we'll get to the pretty part. So this is the work part. This is the part where we're just getting our paint on. Actually, I'm going to hit it with my heat gun a little bit. So I just have a really basic, isn't that color beautiful? I didn't use it for a long time. Now I use it all the time, Penny. So I'm going to move my paint aside so I don't knock it over like I did recently on a live. And you know, about 600, 650, and just move it around on your piece. It's already pretty dry down here, so I don't have to worry about that. And as soon as I run this across the paint, you can really see, you know, it drying. It dries like immediately. If you're outside and it's 30 degrees, it takes a little longer. But if you're inside, you'll probably be able to see it actually, how quickly it turns from that wet look to the dry look here. Okay. The top looks pretty dry already. Don't leave it in one spot for too long, and if you notice anything goofy while you're here, I've noticed a little drip. So fix that. And since it's cool right now, I'm not worried about my paintbrush drying out, but if it was hot, I would be putting it in a plastic baggie right now to keep it damp. I'd spray it and put it in a plastic baggie, and I'll do that when I do the metallic. So as you're inspecting it, if you see any goofy things, just fix it. I do miss painting outside right now. I'm still doing it during the day, but then it gets really cold at night and the paint takes forever to dry. So, hello from Michigan. You can use hemp oil to seal dark colors, absolutely, and I think I will do that on this piece too. I don't even know if I'm going to seal it because I don't necessarily have to, but if you're worried about like fingerprinting or that chalky look, hemp oil is amazing. It cures in about 30 days. And really, really great product, and you don't have to refinish if you use it on like butcher block. Hi Diane, how are you? You don't have to redo the hemp oil for like 5 years. It's so amazing. So, okay. Now the molding, because I jammed a bunch of paint in there, is taking a little bit longer. Hello from Niagara on the Lake, Beth. How are you doing? So isn't this color nice? I may turn my light off to see if you guys can, you know, see the color a little better. Sometimes this light is a little, I don't know, kind of washes things out a bit. So we'll check it out. Okay, a little bit more. So I want my paint to be dry before I put the second coat on. But honestly, you don't even really need a second coat. Hello, Mary from Phoenix. Okay. So I can see where in the details there's a little bit of paint that's not dry yet because it's kind of gathering in those edges, those little ridges, but that's okay. I'm just drying it. So you guys are going to be, when you see these details pop out with this metallic, it's going to look good. Hello from, hold on, I saw something. Somebody's saying hi to me. Now I'm moving away. Okay, Carvey Island, England. Hello, Lynn. Hello, originally from Buffalo. Hi, Michelle. Living in Arizona. Canadians. All right. Okay, I think I'm pretty safe to start my second coat now. Hopefully this will dry. Okay. Heat guns have a thing on mine. It has a little thing that I can't turn it off unless it cools down first, but I just unplug it. A little workaround. Not supposed to do that, but I don't want to listen to it for the next 5 minutes. So, okay. I'm a misting spray bottle still. We're just going to go back and do a quick second coat, and we'll cover up anything that we didn't get on the first coat. It's pretty amazing coverage. I really, on some spots, I don't even need a second coat, but I'm kind of, when it comes to painting things, I'm kind of fussy, so I want a second coat. You might not need a second coat. You might look at it and go, wow, it looks perfect. So, but I'm a bit fussy, so I want a second coat on it. I just want to make sure everything is covered up. I did a really good job the first time around getting into all these little trim details and all these little, there's like a beadwork detail. So I did a good job my first time around. So now we're just doing the quick second coat. So it's gonna look amazing. Okay, make sure you get your edges, get your eyes up in there and look at everything. And the little, especially these little grooves, sometimes it's sneaky. Sometimes there's little spots that you didn't get. So I spray, like when I'm using my misting spray bottle, I either put it right on the brush or I put it right on the piece, and either way is perfect. So if you want to know which way is right, whatever way you do it that works for you is great. Okay. So my second coat is going on beautifully. Light touch. Very therapeutic to paint. And if you haven't started, and I don't know what's stopping you because it's super easy. If you don't like it, you can paint over it. So I highly suggest giving it a shot. I paint all sorts of different ways all the time. I love boho, I love classic looks. I love painting modern things, you know, just, you can really find different ways to express artistic ability through painting too. So even if you didn't know you were artistic. And if you're not artistic, you can find pictures on Pinterest and just copy what other people do and then nail it that way. Okay. So no matter what angle you're coming at it from, you can be successful doing this. All right, how's it going out there? The color is so pretty. Yeah, it's a great color, Tammy. All right, almost gonna move to the other side here. I see there's some little crevices that I'm trying to get into. I don't want to get it on my window, although I could scrape it off pretty easy. All right, I'm gonna move to the other side. We're almost done. We're gonna dry it and then we'll get our metallic mousse. And if you haven't seen the metallic mousses yet, they're just incredible colors. And they just make the pieces really pop. Okay, I see some spots where I didn't get up in there, so I'm just kind of jamming my brush up in there. And I'll smooth it out. So we're gonna have this piece mostly done, aside from me cleaning and taping it off. Let's see, what time is it? It's been a half hour on my second coat, and I chit-chatted for a few minutes at the start. So really, we're talking 25 minutes, and we're a good way through painting this. So it doesn't have to be something that takes a really long time. Have to have a little space to do it. And paintbrush and some water and some paint. Okay. All right. Not just so cold for a while in the spring we couldn't buy paint. Oh shoot. Right. Darn COVID. Everybody's had to make adjustments. So painting's been really nice for me. It's given me a lot to do. So, okay. Dixie Belle's been great about getting all of us the paint, so we are grateful for that. Okay, almost done. And then we're gonna move on to putting the bling on it. It's a little blingy. Classic blingy though, pretty, just simple. Nothing too crazy, just one blingy color, and you see a little bit of wood grain through in that little crease there. So I'm just going back and hitting that. Now I'm going to hit all of this space here. Make sure I get all of that. Kind of doing the same thing that I did last time, kind of jamming it up into all the little recesses. But if I left it like that, it wouldn't look so great. So now I'm going to smooth it out. And then I'm going to smooth out the whole thing. I'll add paint. It's a little thick, so. Okay. There we go. My edges here. This part I'm like really excited to see with, maybe we'll do that first. And then we'll do some bead work, and then we'll see where we're at with time. And maybe I'll do some of these trim details. Okay, so even if, like I said, even if you go back and forth this way, but your wood grain's going that way, just go and smooth it out. And do the wood grain the same direction, or the paint the same direction, so that you just have a nice, smooth, consistent look to your finish. And if you don't put the paint on too thick, it's going to dry a lot faster for you. That is important to me right now when the weather has changed on me. Okay, I see a little bit of wood in that little trim piece there. All right, that is looking pretty good. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of give it a once over with my eyes and see if I did anything goofy. See if I missed anywhere. Okay, so I went across there, but then I want this line to be straight. I want these lines to be all going the same direction. So long, even strokes. It's still wet. You can smooth it out. And I see just a little bit right there. Okay, I want to see how this looks without the light on. So let's try that. Okay, it's a little dark, but just wanted to see that. Okay, I'm going to put it back on so you guys can see the detail that I pop out. And I'm going to close my paint so that I don't kick it over. So put your lid on your paint when you're done with it. See how easy that is? So let's see, what time are we at now? 6:35. We've already got 2 coats of paint on here. Now I'm going to take my Dixie Belle mini brush that I love so much, and I'm going to mist it because I don't want it to dry out on me. There are ways to fix it if it does, but a little bit painful. So then I'm going to stick it in my plastic baggie because I'm not going to go wash it right now with you guys all hanging out with me. So, okay, this is pretty dry down here, but I'm going to take my heat gun to it. We're going to get this really dry. We're going to put some mousse to get our bling on our piece. Make it pretty. So here we go. And I'm not going to keep it in one spot for too long. So I always look for pieces that have really pretty details because it provides an opportunity to just make everything kind of extra special. So, whereas if you have something without those details, using the metallics and knowing where you would put a metallic is kind of a head scratcher. So I'm focusing right now on the details that I'm going to be putting the amber mousse on. And then we can talk about the ways that, okay, I tell my husband now. Yes, exactly. Yes, so yeah, these are like accessories. The metallic is like accessories, Penny, for anything, any of those metallics, or there's really special little finishes. So we're gonna just show off all those really pretty, all the beadwork and this molding. So I'm focusing on drying this really well so that I can get to showing you that. And I'll show you all the ways that we can put it on too. Actually I did a video last time about all the different colors of the gemstone mousse and how to apply it. So if you want to see that, you can go to the Dixie Belle paint page and find that, or you can go to the Painted Feather by Angie and like and follow my page, and I have it linked on there. And I would love it if you do that. I've been painting furniture for about 5 years, and I'm an antique dealer, and I'm a Dixie Belle paint retailer. I'm not taking on any customs right now because I have too many and it's too cold outside, so. But I've got plenty of them to keep me busy for a while. Okay, so I've got this pretty well dry down here. If you don't have a retailer, you can go to dixiebellepaint.com, or you can go to that link in this video, and that is an affiliate link of mine, and that does support my small business, so I do appreciate it when you click on that and purchase Dixie Belle. All right, so I'm gonna get this really dry because I wanna do this, I think I wanna do this first so we can check it out. So keep moving your paint gun. I see a little drip. So if you see drips, just dry or fix them while they're still wet. Or sand them down later. It happens. There's really not much you can't fix. Let's see, cleaned everything in the garage, brought it inside to be able to paint over the winter. In Michigan, yes, the struggle is real for painting right now. So I usually do these lives out in my outdoor work area, but at 6 o'clock at night, when it's coldy out there, I don't want to be out there doing it. And my paint wouldn't dry fast enough anyway. So, okay. Almost ready. All right. I think this is just going to look really good. So if you hold the heat gun to a spot for too long, your paint will bubble up. So don't do that. All right. So a little spot where it gathered down here. Keep going to that. Pretty good. We give it like 10 more seconds and I think we're good. Okay. All right. Now we are to the fun part. Thanks for hanging in with me. So, okay, I've been on this video for about 40 minutes. We've painted this whole thing. You're unable to paint outside because, oh, okay, in Florida, you're not able to. So, but you've got a good time of year right now. What's the weather, Debbie, right now? So thank you for the hearts, you guys. So this gemstone mousse, when you get the gemstone mousse, I'm just gonna take the end of a little detail brush and I'm just gonna whip, sorry, shaking you guys. I'm just gonna whip the paint here. I'm bringing you in a little bit so you can see the details a little better. Okay, so you can see this. So it is liquidy, but I'm just gonna whip the mousse, stir it up. So you see that? It's kind of, it's definitely thicker than a paint. It's almost like a whipped paint. It has a little more kind of an adhesive quality to it, I would say. So this is a gemstone mousse. Right now it comes in 4 colors, 70s and 80s, Debbie. I'm jealous. So you can use a sponge, you can use a brush, you can use your finger to put this on. I think I'm gonna try, we'll see how it goes. This is kind of a new product for me. I think I'm just gonna use a little detail brush and see how it goes with that. I might end up switching to my finger, but you know what? Let's give it a shot. I even have a thicker kind of a wax brush here that I could try too, but let's see how it goes. And you know, I may change it up a little bit. I also have these little sponge applicators. I might use one of those too, but let me see what happens when I just use, turn you up a little bit here. Bring it in. I want you to be able to see this pretty detail. Okay. So there's just, you don't need a whole lot of this. So I'm just gonna go over. I'm used to using the Gilding Waxes, and I like putting those on with my finger. Actually, I think I'm just gonna do this with my finger because I'm kind of liking that. Because I just want to hit kind of the high points here. I'm not worried about covering the entirety of this molding. So I just want to use, I like the control of doing it with my finger when it's just hitting those high points. And yeah, I'm liking that. Look at that already. Dixie Belle, I think, is still doing giveaways for all of this. So during the month of November, Dixie Belle, if you could answer that, that would be awesome. I don't know about the details. There's different ones. I think it's kind of a thing where you don't know when they're going to be giving it away. So, okay. So hopefully they can answer that for you. Okay, so now if I get a little bit off and it goes wayward, that's okay. Later I can go and fix that. So, but with this detail, there's a lot of points to hit here. So I like doing it with my finger. See, I just got a little bit down there, but that's okay. I can go and touch it up. I actually like to use a Q-tip sometimes to touch up if I get a little wayward wax or gilding wax or metallics somewhere that I don't want it. So we'll fix that, but look how pretty that's looking already. Thank you, Margaret. So this, so you can try, this mousse is thicker than a paint, so you can put it on with your finger. I'm just hitting, whereas like a glaze goes down into the recesses, these metallics you want to pop out on the top. Or I could do this whole part, this whole molding too, but that's not the look I'm going for. I'm going for just adding a bit of detail work on the uppermost parts of this molding. So yeah, I got a little more down there, but that's okay. So look how quick and easy that is and what an impact that makes. I love this amber color. Okay, so now I think I want to go around the outermost rim of this. I'm going to try that with my finger, see how it goes. And if I don't like how it's working out, actually, let me see here. Let me switch to a sponge here. Just got to try it, you know, and see what works. Maybe I'll do this whole outer rim. Oh yeah, that's working nice. And I'm not worried about getting the center of that. I just want detail on the edge. So this is working out. Just kind of paint it on with this little sponge. Goes nice and quick. And if there's low spots that it doesn't hit, that's good. I don't want it to hit all the points. If you do want to go and paint the entirety of that, you can do that. But I want it to be just kind of shaded on here. I want to be able to see the navy through it a bit. I didn't get the bottom part of this one, so. And if you go to my page and like and follow my page, I will be posting photos of this when it's all done so that you can see how pretty it is. Okay. Yeah, this little sponge works well. You might have to clean up a couple little things. That's okay. All right. Oops, I just got some up there. That's all right. All right. Isn't that nice? Yeah, it almost is a dry brush look. Exactly, Penny, just like that. Okay, so I have to fix a couple little things up in there. Not a big deal at all. And I will do that later, but isn't that pretty how that looks? Just gorgeous color. Okay, so now I want to focus on these little bead details. So we're gonna do that. Whoops, try to get my, thank you for the heart. Okay, let's work on these little bead details. Let's decide what I'm gonna do with that. I have this little angled brush here. I think I'm gonna use this one and see. I'm really shiny tonight. That happens. Okay, so I'm gonna use that. I still have plenty on this little sponge. So let's go. And I'm just gonna do these little details with this little detail brush. It's a nice little angled brush. So you can switch what you're using. Don't have to use the same tool for all the things. Oh, that color looks so pretty with this navy. See how those are just popping out there? Not sure if you can see that as well. See if I can bring in a little bit more. And I'll turn the light off in a second too. You might be able to see it better without the light. Okay, time check, let's see here. All right, getting close. Being done, I'm just gonna try to get around this exterior little beadwork detail. Oh, and I'm getting a little on the edge, but that's okay. Nothing you can't fix. I could take my time and go really, really slow and not get any off on the edge, but it's really easy to clean it up. So this brush is working great for doing this. I like the brush on this because there's lots of little ups and downs on these bead details, so I could do it with my finger, but this is working quite nice. So, okay, I'm gonna see if I can turn the light out. Thank you, Dixie Belle Paint. Let me see if I can turn the light out, and see if it looks a little better when I do this part, because it's very bright. Okay, I think that might be a little better. How do you clean it up? I'm just gonna paint right over it with the navy. So if I had like clear coated or anything, I could wipe it off, but I'll just go in and I'll just paint right over it because I don't have a clear coat. I don't have a finish on this right now. So I'll clean it up just in the navy paint. So not an issue. Okay, I think for now, it's so pretty. I think for now, we're just gonna call that good because we're almost at an hour here. So anyway, turn my light off. Let me turn my light back on real quick. Okay. So, okay, simple finishes look beautiful. I'll post pictures of this. Go over to my page, follow and like The Painted Feather by Angie. Thanks for tuning in tonight on the Dixie Belle Paint page. Go paint some things. It doesn't have to be super crazy with all sorts of different things. It can just be one paint, one metallic, or one paint and a glaze or a top coat, you know. So thank you, Jen. And yeah, that looks nice up there, right? I'll clean up those little details. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving this week. Thank you, Mary. And I'll be on Chalk Paint 101 tomorrow at 1 o'clock on the West Coast, 4 o'clock on the East Coast. Have to figure out what I'm going to do for that. And hope you all, like I said, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And go paint some things. Don't be afraid to try new things. And if you need some gemstone mousse, contact a Dixie Belle retailer near you or click on that link in this video. Thank you, Sylvie. All right, guys, have a wonderful evening. I will talk to you all soon. Bye. Thanks, Michelle.